Hello there, it's Graham here, and in this Edexcel A-Level Business 2023 exam revision video on paper 3, we're going to take a look at the growth of electric car sales in the UK. Let's begin by having a quick overview. So the UK has seen significant growth in electric car sales in recent years, and in 2022, the SMMT reported that there were 267,203 new electric cars registered in the UK in 2022, and this represented a 40% increase when compared to 2021. And this growth has been driven by a number of factors, including government incentives, increasing range and affordability of electric cars, and growing environmental concerns. Let's now turn our attention to the factors driving demand in relation to electric car sales. Well, the UK government introduced several incentives to encourage the purchase of electric cars, including a plug-in car grant, which provided a discount on the purchase of an eligible electric car. However, this was scrapped on the 14th of June 2022, and the government has said it will now focus its funding on expanding the public charge point network and supporting the sale of electric taxis, vans, trucks, motorcycles, and wheelchair accessible vehicles. The government has also announced plans to ban the sale of new petrol and diesel cars from 2030, which is expected to further boost demand for electric cars. The range and affordability of electric cars have also improved significantly in recent years, making electric cars more appealing to a much wider range of consumers. For example, the Tesla Model 3, which is one of the most popular electric cars in the UK, has a range of over 300 miles and starts at around £42,000. And finally, growing environmental concerns are also driving the growth of electric car sales, and many consumers are now choosing to buy electric cars to reduce their environmental impact as they produce zero emissions. This can help to improve air quality and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Let's now look at a specific example in relation to the growth of electric car sales. Now, Nissan, as we know, is a leading manufacturer and seller of electric cars in the UK. Their electric car range includes vehicles such as the Nissan Leaf, the Nissan ENV200, and the Nissan Ariya. Now, the Nissan Leaf is the world's best-selling electric car, and the Nissan ENV200 is the UK's best-selling electric van. The Nissan Ariya is a new electric SUV that was launched in 2022. Now, Nissan UK is committed to the development and sale of electric cars, and the company has invested heavily in research and development and is working to expand its electric car range. Let's look at an exam style question. So here we've got assess the likely effects on a business such as Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment. And we're going to say that this question is worth 10 marks. It is really important to remember that all 10-mark questions require you to provide a balanced response, as well as requiring a supported judgment stroke conclusion. Now, a possible structure for the question, assess the likely effect on a business such as Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment, could be a positive effect on Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment, then balance that with a negative effect on Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment, and then a supported judgment or conclusion. Or you could do that in reverse, maybe starting with a negative effect on Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment, then balancing that with a positive effect on Nissan of a more competitive electric car environment, and then a supported judgment. As long as you've got balance and a supported judgment, you're going to be okay tackling a question such as this. Let's break the video up a little bit with a short activity. So what I'd like to do is give me one way in which a more competitive electric car environment might affect Nissan. So just have a think about it. You could think about a positive effect. You could think about a negative effect. And we're going to play a little bit of music to give you some thinking time. Okay, let's run through some suggestions. Okay, so here are some possible effects. You may have thought of these. There may be something new that you've not thought about. Let's run through them. So car buyers may become less loyal to Nissan and more price sensitive, as there is a wider range of electric cars to choose from. Therefore, increased competition could lead to lower prices, meaning that Nissan may need to reduce the price of its electric cars, such as the Nissan Leaf, in order to maintain customer loyalty. Another possible effect is it may require Nissan to invest even more money in research, development and innovation as other electric car manufacturers compete for market share. For example, Nissan may need to produce electric cars with better features, such as a longer battery range. Nissan also may need to spend more money on marketing to ensure that potential buyers of electric vehicles are aware of its range of electric cars and that the Nissan Leaf is the world's biggest selling electric vehicle. That could be a real unique selling point for Nissan, and maybe they should focus on telling customers and reminding customers and potential customers that the Nissan Leaf is the world's biggest selling electric vehicle. They may also need to invest more money in customer service and ways of differentiating themselves from other electric car manufacturers, such as Volkswagen. This could include perhaps offering longer warranties on their electric cars or providing free roadside assistance. Okay, so we've looked at a range of effects. Remember, you wouldn't need to discuss all of those in your answer. You only need to provide balance. So a negative effect and then a positive effect and a judgment, or a positive effect and a negative effect and a judgment would suffice. So we've chose here, car buyers may become less loyal to Nissan and more price sensitive, as there is a wider range of electric cars to choose from. Therefore, increased competition could lead to lower prices, meaning that Nissan may need to reduce the price of its electric cars, such as the Nissan Leaf, in order to maintain customer loyalty. Now, obviously, that would require more depth of analysis and a bit more application. I just wanted to run through the potential structure. Then we've got balance here. However, Nissan customers may stay loyal to Nissan. The Nissan Leaf is the world's biggest selling electric car. Therefore, existing Nissan car buyers and potential car buyers may stay loyal to Nissan as they trust the Nissan brand. This may mean that Nissan don't need to lower the price of their electric cars. Again, that would need more depth of analysis and more application. And then we would end it with a supported judgment. But we can see from that we've got a clear balance, and we would end that with a conclusion or a supported judgment. And that would allow us to get into the top levels of the mark schemes. And there we have it. That concludes this Edexcel A-Level Business 2023 exam revision video on paper 3, where we've looked at the growth of electric car sales in the UK.